Hello guys, this is Kristen coming to you again with Massively Tiny Stitches, working on Massively Tiny Stitches. Today I am working on the Mermaid, trying to get her finished up. If you guys were, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys. If you were here last time, I had finished up the mermaid tail on the one on the right. I added the rocks while you guys were away. That's about all I've done. Tip this actually a little bit. That is all I did while you guys were away, and then I started working on the black a little bit here to get this outline going for me. On this one, so I am just chugging away at her. Realistically, the tail is more than halfway up the top of it, or up the length of it, I guess. So it does mean I'm getting warmer. I haven't had the best week at work, so that's why I'm behind on filming. I actually haven't filmed ahead like I tried to do, or have been trying to do, as much as I can, going at least a day or two ahead so that I can upload it at a consistent time and all that sort of stuff. So this is going to be uploaded as soon as I can after filming. Hot off the press for you guys. Two, three. It doesn't say there's one missing here, but I think that's where I messed up before, if I remember correctly. Oh no, I did get a ring light, so you guys are on a stand now. I have to get used to where this light's hitting me. That looks good enough. Good enough for me. You would think I'd be using my one on the left where I have all the stitches laid out for this outline. For some reason, my brain is still looking at the pattern. That's silly. That's silly to do, Kristen. Let's just follow the pattern. if you guys can see this, but this thread's literally unraveling before my eyes. So I might be running into an issue here pretty quickly because it also doesn't re-ravel? I don't know what the word is. Rewind itself around itself. So that's an interesting one. You know, this is what happens when you use off-brand, I think it's just the generic, like, friendship bracelet version of embroidery thread. As these randoms that I do. All right. The other day I did get some different sizes. So I think I told you that I was thinking about doing like a Stitcher Spotlight type. Why are you not focusing? Stitcher Spotlight type project. Once I finish making all of these ones that I want to do for pendants. I'm gonna go back a little bit, maybe that will help. And for that, I'm thinking about reaching out to the spotlight person, in advance to ask them whether they would want a pendant or whether they would want a like a needle minder. Because I feel like a needle minder is more generic, but then that ruins the surprise of it too. I don't know. It's not like I have their addresses anyway, so their surprise is going to be ruined when I mail it to them, regardless. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as I get closer. Like I said, I do have one that's already my first Stitcher Spotlight. I already have in the works. I have the pattern developed and all of that jazz. So then it's just a matter of stitching it. I still have some of the, I'll call them logistics, but some of the like, okay, how do I get it shipped there and all that sort of stuff, because it is an international shipment. So I'll figure that out when I get closer. That's not something to worry about yet. I figure an envelope can't be ridiculously expensive to mail, because these are not big. Right, it's literally like an inch by half an inch. It's absolutely nothing. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm regretting my decision to go cross country a little bit at the moment. A little bit. Not too much. It's not too bad. But I do have to know where it is that I'm supposed to be stitching. I will say it's not very visible where my stitches are supposed to go. For this, like, it's just a line in between the two different colors, right? But there is No obvious threads in the in-between. I tell you guys, maybe I should have gotten a ring light long time ago just for the lighting factor. I know you guys all use them anyway. I just think it's funny that I think about the ones that have magnification built into them, like Lights I think is the main brand that people use. I certainly don't need the magnification, but man, this light is, it's nice to be able to see all the holes. knew was going to happen at some point. Alrighty. I guess I should probably thread this first. See if I can. Okay, I'm just going to pull this to the back and we'll let it run loose. Oh no. It is definitely frayed. I'm losing this game of thread chicken. Yep, I lost that thread. I lost that game. But that actually worked better than I thought it would. Alright, pulled the right half and the left half of that thread to be able to get that at least mostly flat. Do I want to do gray or more black? I'll do some gray, since that thread's gonna be annoying. Not that this one's gonna be literally any better, but alright guys, day of threading problems is commenced. The people that do that well, I don't know how they do it, but they get it so that it goes through the hole a lot further, and I just don't know how. I'm being summoned. I hear it. Hello, Morgan. Around. Okay. A little bit of a head scratch. Okay. Can I continue stitching, please? I don't know if it's catchable by you guys, but both of the dogs were just like licking their feet, trying to get my attention, it seems. What a lovely loveliness. chatty today. I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't know if I might not be able to zoom in far enough. There is one of those like really skinny, I don't know if it's a warp or a weft. I'm not a fabric maker. But the vertical line is very thin right here. So there's actually 2 stitches where like visually it looks like it's supposed to be 1. It's making it really hard to differentiate which side or like where that stitch actually goes. Now if I were smart, I would just, you know, fudge my way through it. But I'm trying to do this honestly, guys. I'm trying. This is the, I don't know what people do. I guess I'm not enough of a linen stitcher that I don't know what people really do when there's like a big slug or like the big, like thin areas. If you guys know, I'd love to hear it. I definitely do more on the like even weaves than I do on true linens. The only thing I've ever heard of with like the linens is that because you're usually working over 2, that they kind of even out, right? That there's a slug next to a thin one usually. Whether that's true or not, I have no clue. I know some people try to thin out when there's a slug. I do not trust myself to do that. I am not good with scissors. Scissors are not my friends. So I will just do what I can. Just stitch in this rock. And you guys will get to see all my errors in high def, at least in comparison to what I can see. Alrighty. I'm going to finish this thread. And then I will call it an evening, I think, for this project for the night. I'm definitely going to be stitching on Princess Asleep. because she needs some love. I realized I actually wasn't too far off from where I needed to be to get to 80% by the end of the month. So I am working diligently, and that is higher priority than this one at the moment. Once I get caught up to where I need to be, maybe I'll push these other projects ahead, but for now, this is going to be a little bit on the back burner. That is why I wanted to film, though, because that means I'm working on it at least a little bit, and that means that it's moving forward, not just languishing in my pile of, oh, I thought that'd be cool. I have a lot of those. Alrighty. The mermaid on her rock is almost done. That will be a next time problem. There we are. I still haven't worked on that one either. Yeah, if I would have been smart, I would have finished the mermaids first before I stitched that, but that one's for my wife, so you know, I gotta prioritize things a little bit sometimes. Anyway, alrighty guys. Well, it's been a pleasure once again. Konbanwa, arigato. And certainly I will see you again on the flip side. Take care. Bye.